Looking for God in all the wrong places segment. Today we're going to look at the song, a song by Collective Soul called "Shine." Uh, it was written in 1989. He did not release it until 1993. I do not know why the delay, but the song speaks of a spiritual journey, universal in its appeal, where the individual seeks guidance and a sign from above. It encapsulates the human condition, our intrinsic need to understand our place in the grand cosmos, and the eternal quest for a love that transcends the physical realm. Ed Roland, the author of this particular piece, said the following in an interview with Pop Break. Quote, "I'll never forget my dad came to me and said, 'You know, shine is a prayer.' And I said, 'No, it's not. I wasn't praying.' Now I go back and I look on it, and dad being dad, he was right. It was like someone write a little prayer. It was like someone write a little small prayer. I didn't intend it to be. I was a starving musician out of desperation looking for help. If you go back on it, it truly was my upbringing, and what I was taught was coming out." All right, so we have a little bit of background from Ed Roland himself, speaking of this song. So it begins, "Give me a word, give me a sign, show me where to look, tell me what I will find, what I will find." Okay, the author opens the song by saying, speak to me, God. Okay, give me a word, speak to me." He's listening, he's waiting. It says, "Give me a sign." Okay, speak to me, give me a sign. So there's something inside him that says, I need reassurance that you're there. Okay, this is a sign of a lack of faith or troubling time. Because when things are good, you don't go around, "Hey God, give me a sign," because things are so good you think those are the signs. Okay, it's like if I walked outside and I found $100 bill, I don't go, "God, show me a sign." No, I look at the $100 bill that I just found and go like, "Thank God," and I just put it in my pocket because that was my sign. If you believe in that way, okay? Or because let's say I'm a recovering alcoholic and I haven't been going out drinking and I've been sober, but also money's been tight. And I go out and I find that $100 bill and I go, "Whoa, thank God." And now I want to celebrate and I go out and I buy drinks. See, that $100 bill may not be from God then. See, that sign may not be from God. That sign may be from, let's say, the anti-God who wants you off the wagon. So people find the signs where they seek the signs, but they may not be the signs. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm signing? Okay. So the most common thing that people ask God for is a sign. It's not money. It's not sex. It's not help. It's for a sign. That is the most common thing. If you Google search the most common things that God has asked for, it's a sign. Okay. And he says, "Show me where to look." Okay. Because he wants a sign. And he's like, I'm not seeing it. So show me where to look for the sign. Okay. Show me. Now we call this segment "Looking for God in All the Wrong Places," and with good reason, because it sounded catchy. But this particular song almost makes it seem like we knew what we were doing when we came up with that title, "Looking for God in All the Wrong Places." Okay? Most people look for some grandiose sign when they are looking for a sign from God. Okay? They're looking for the big earthquake, boom, boom, or that the big thunderstorm, a boom, boom, or something, ball of fire, comet. But according to the Old Testament, and God said this to Elijah in the Bible, page 96. Sorry, that's an homage to a former comrade who unfortunately died to me. God said to Elijah, quote, "Go forth." Okay, this is the King James Dean version. So if you have a Bible like mine, which is not a King James Bible, it is the New American something. I forgot. I haven't looked at it for a while. But anyway, there's like 13 different types of Bibles. And if you open yours because you want to, it's Kings. It's in Kings. I don't know if it's First Kings or Second Kings or Martin Luther Kings, Billie Jean Kings. I don't know, but it's in Kings. But if you know where it is and you open up your Bible and the words are a little bit different, you may have a different version. That's all I'm saying. So God said to Elijah, quote, "Go forth and stand upon the mount before the Lord." Okay. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind rent the mountains. Okay, tore, rent. That's why I had to say King James. Nobody else talks like this. Rent the mountains. Really? Rent the mountains is what rich white people do when they want to go skiing. They rent the mountains so they could do that. This is just poor old Jews out in the desert. So anyway, and strong wind rent the mountains, broke it, and break in pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. That's right. The Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. That's right. He was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice. And it was so, when Elijah heard it, that he wrapped his face in his mantle and went out and stood in the entering of the cave. And behold, there came a voice unto him and said, "What you doing here?" I'm sorry. It said, "What dost thou here? What doest thou here, Elijah?" Okay, now this is the funny thing that's always tickled me. God says, "Go to the cave," and then you're in the cave, and God says, "What you doing here?" It's almost like God has amnesia or senility or Godheimer's disease or something. It's like, you sent me to the cave, and now you want to know what I'm doing here? It's like, I'm looking for a sign, but I just heard it was a small voice. I'm sorry, I thought so. But that's not. We can discuss the fact that God forgot why Elijah was there. It's like, I don't know. I send people everywhere. It's like, you know what it is? It's like God is a mom in the kitchen making something, and Elijah's like the little kid. He's bothering the mom, and the mom just wants Elijah out of the hair, and so says, "Elijah, go play. Get your Fisher Price lawnmower and cut the grass." And then she goes back to doing stuff in the kitchen. And then Elijah's like, "I'm done cutting the grass." And she goes, "What? Cutting the grass? Why are you cutting the grass?" Because she didn't really care where he went. She just wanted him out of his hair. See, a lot of people don't know this about Elijah. He was a prophet, Elijah. He was always in God's ass. Always. It's like, God. It's like, Elijah, go to the cave. Wait for a sign. Okay, sorry. That's in Kings. First or second, I don't know. You can check it out. All right. The author, that'll be Ed Roland, asked, "What will I find?" Okay, and that depends on you. We talked about the $100 bill. Okay, you can be shown a pile of horseshit and expect to find a pony somewhere in that pile, because that pile of horseshit is your sign that there's a pony nearby. See, not every sign is so obvious. Some signs, like I said, especially when you're looking for a sign, it may not be a real sign. It could be your own optimism that some things are going to get better, but you just need a reason to believe that things are going to get better. So you say, "I need a sign," and you walk outside and you see a butterfly, and you live in a place with flowers, so you're going to see butterflies, But today you notice a butterfly because you need a sign, because you need something to help you feel a little bit better about yourself. So you go like, oh, look, a butterfly. There's my sign. And meanwhile, the butterfly's going, thank you. You got any nectar? What's like this? That's a hummingbird. This is a butterfly, right? This is a bat. Let me see. Let me get this right. This is a bat. This is a butterfly. This is a hummingbird. Okay. The point is, it's out there, and that's your sign. I know lots of people who think cardinals are a sign of past people that have passed. Okay. So they go out, someone has died, and someone's always dying. Okay. And they're sitting outside mourning, and then they see a cardinal and they go, that was my father talking to me, telling me everything's going to be okay. You know, or they're sitting outside and a hummingbird, you know, flits their forehead and they go, that was my father telling me, that was my late father telling me everything's going to be all right. That hummingbird was my father saying everything's going to be all right. No, that hummingbird was a hummingbird saying, hey, the fucking feeder's empty. Hey, the feeder's empty. I'm going to do this until you fix the feeder. Fill that feeder, and then I'll go away because I'll be at the feeder. So sometimes people are looking for signs that only they're only the signs that they need to feel good at the moment. So the next verse, lay me on the ground and fly me in the sky. Show me where to look. Tell me, what will I find? What will I find? Again, this is a funny, I kind of like this verse. The first two lines of this verse. Lay me on the ground and fly me in the sky. Now, what we're trying to figure out is the author indecisive? It's like, yeah, lay me on the ground and fly me in the sky. Do both. Yeah, both. You know, almost like a kid. Pick me up, put me down. Pick me up, put me down. Or they're just not picky. You know, lay me on the ground, fly me in the sky. I don't care. Just touch me. Or is he saying, or, and this is where I lean. Well, actually, I lean to the next point. Well, so is he saying, bend me to your will? Like, okay, you can lay me on the ground, you can fly me in the sky, you know. But because of the way he says it, see, because there's going to be several interpretations, as I just did, but there's one little word, a three-letter word that's going to make a difference. And it's not yes, sorry, Shriners. It's and, okay? And so because of that word and, he's saying, lay me on the ground and fly me in the sky. So it's like laying on the ground is submission, okay? I'm submission. And after they've submissed, God, take me to new heights. I'm submissed. No, I'm submissed. I'm on the ground. I'm here now. In the sky. Here we go. Take me to new heights. After I've been, I'm submissive now, and take me to new heights. Okay, I will submit, and you can take me to new heights. Now, this is the most difficult part of the song because I have been trying to figure out what this part is. I spent several hours looking it up. I pulled out my thesaurus, my dictionary, pulled out a bunch of stuff. And maybe you can help me, okay, for this part. Yeah. 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 I don't know what that means. Okay. I tried breaking it down with the chord structure and the melody and the rhythm and yeah. I don't know what he means. So I'm gonna take the easy way out and leave that for you to interpret. Okay. You can interpret the yeah. All right. And let me know what you think. And I'll see. Because like I said, I've been twisting my brain and I had to stop. Because I was getting so stuck up on the yeah. And I was like, no, okay, well, let me go to the next part. Whoa. See, heaven let your light shine down. Okay. Now he says that 4 times. Whoa, heaven let your light shine down. Oh, yeah. Whoa, hi, yeah. Heaven let your light shine down. Says it 4 times. No. Basically, I got that down to one sentence. Okay. I'm in a dark place, light my way. Okay, because that's where he starts off. He starts off in a questioning place, an insecure place, a dark place, and so shine your light down. Not like you're in it, not, but don't walk towards it. Okay, I'm not going to walk toward it. You just shine the light, and I'll look. I'm not walking toward it. I'll go. Okay, there's the light. Just want to make sure. Okay. Next verse. Love is in the water. Love is in the air. Show me where to look. Tell me, will love be there? Will love be there? Now, this is slightly different approaches before, because before he was asking for a sign, and will the sign be there? But now he's like, oh, well, I think he knows what he needs now. Or at least he says he sees something different, because he declares, okay, this is a declaration. Love is in the water. Okay, love is in the air. So it's like it's everywhere. Okay, but show me where to look, because okay, he apparently doesn't have the love. He sees it all around him, but he's not experiencing it. So show me where to look for it, and will love be there? No. Will it be on Craigslist? If I look on Craigslist for love, will I find it? If I go down to the block, if looking for love, will I find it? If I go to the strip bar with a $100 bill that I found on the ground, looking for love, will I find it? I want to know. But this is why I break it down more than I need to break it down, because I'm a broke down minister. Water and air are 2 of 4 elements. Well, 5 if you're a theosophist like myself, where we have ether. But earth, fire, water, and air. Okay, earth represents stability. Okay, groundness, fertility, materiality, potential, and stillness. Okay, it's associated with the season of winter and direction of north. Okay, that's earth. That's in a nutshell what earth represents. So it doesn't say love is in the earth, okay? Because again, earth represents stability and groundedness. If you've ever been in love, the last thing you feel is stable and grounded. If you feel flighty and lightheaded, and like anything can happen, and sometimes does, or maybe even a little bit crazy, okay? Fire represents transformation, renewal, and rebirth. Okay, it is associated with the season of summer and the direction of south. And then when people south, see, people say often when people say south, they say we're going down south. Okay, and that's also where they say hell is down, not down south, but down. Okay, and that's where they say the fire is. But again, that's just symbolism. Okay, but because fire represents transformation and renewal, I don't know why love is not in the fire. But actually, I do know why love is not in the fire. It says fire represents transformation and rebirth. But there's a reason for that. In order for fire to exist, it has to wipe out the very thing that it's feeding on. Okay, so if a fire rushes through the woods, just rushes through the woods, it burns down the trees and the nests that the animals are in, and some of the animals, unfortunately, and some of the eggs that are in the nest are now scrambled, or boiled or whatever, poached. But the fire goes through and does all that. But in a year or two, where all that old dead wood was, fresh new young saplings, rebirth comes up from that ashes, okay? And those ashes becomes nutrients for the new saplings, okay? And then the forest is transformed from this old rotting place to a new place with bones from the animals from the old place. So perhaps that's why love is not in the fire and not in the earth. But he says love is in the water and love is in the air. And air represents intellect, ideas, and communication. Okay, it is associated with the seas on the spring and the direction of east. Okay, seas, it says the seas. Okay, now, and it's funny because it's associated with seas, which you would say water, but air, sorry, um, air is, how should I put it? There's a quality that both air and air and water have. They go around the thing before them sometimes. Sometimes there's so much air and so much water it just knocks the shit over. Like earlier when the wind came and rented the mountain for the weekend and didn't get his deposit back because it broke the stones. So they say air is in the love is in the air, love is in the water. Now water represents emotion. Now that makes sense. Love is an emotion. Okay, so obviously, yes, water, air, ideas. Quite often, when people are in love, they get these notions of romantic notions, these ideas that it's going to last forever. Okay, love does not. Okay, maybe love does last forever, but relationships don't. Every relationship ends, and they all end badly. Either a breakup or death. Doesn't matter. I knew a couple that were married for 63 years, and she died, and he remarried. Okay, and he still loved his ex-wife. He still mourned her. Actually, we should talk about it. But he was, I'm lonely. I'm going to remarry. And so he sold his property, and they built a development there. And on that property, in that development, they named one street after his first wife, but two streets, and he named the home community after his second wife. I think that's beside the point. I should have just scrolled so I would know where I was going to go next. So anyway, he says, so the author states that love is in the water and love is in the air. So, but he's saying, show me where to look, okay? Because I don't see it. Where's my love? Okay, where is my love? Teach me how to speak. Continues. Teach me how to speak. Teach me how to share. Teach me where to go. Tell me, will love be there? Will love be there? Okay, he's still looking for that love thing, okay? But the beautiful thing about this sign, this is teach me. The two words, teach me, okay? For me, the most important part of this verse is teach me. See, when someone teaches you how to do something, you now know how to do it for yourself and for others. So this is what point says, I want to find love. And this says, and teach me how to share. I want to find love. And I want to show other people how to do it too. I don't just want it for myself. I want it for everybody like me who can't find it. So teach me. Teach me. See? And so teach me to speak differs from earlier where it says, give me a word. Okay. Give me a word. Like he's not saying teach me at that point. He's just like desperate for a sign. Now he's saying, I want to get this and share this. In the beginning, he wasn't even talking about sharing. He was just saying, just give me a sign. I'm just so lowly, give me a sign. Now, I just pick me up. But now it's not just about picking me up. It's about picking up others as well. And then we get to that mystical part. We go, yeah, that part, okay? So, no, I know it's snowing. I see it. It's just, I'm so hot, it's not accumulating on my body. I see it snowing. But there's that part again. I'm not going to break this down again. The and the wall heaven let your light shine down. We think we've covered that. Now, the fifth verse is same as the first. Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look. Tell me what will I find. And what kind of gets like, okay, I guess at this point, he did not get the love he's looking for because he's no longer talking about sharing the love. It's like he gave up almost like, okay, let your light shine down. Oh, heaven, let your light shine down. And I'm assuming at this point, since he went back to the beginning where it says, give me a word, give me a sign, that he did not find the love or get the sign that he wanted. Okay. Little motherfucker's impatient. Okay. And usually, if you go to the Old Testament, God is not very good with impatience. Moses, God said to Moses, my people are thirsty. They need water. And God said to Moses, take your staff and tap the rock one time, just tap it, and the water will flow. Oh, and Moses will go, okay. Then he goes to the rock and he taps it, and the water doesn't flow fast enough. So he taps it again, and then the water flows. But now God's mad. God's like, I said tap it one time. Why did you doubt me? You know how long it takes water to flow? It just doesn't, it's not like a spigot where the water's just sitting right behind that little spigot. You turn it and the water flows. The water's got to come from someplace. Okay. When we're in the house and we turn the spigot, the water is like right there. It's waiting. It's saying, turn me on. It may not be the temperature you want, but it's water and it's wet. And it may not be the color you want. It may have to run a little, but it's there. God is not patient with people who are impatient. That's all I'm saying. But so that's the first verse again. Then the 6th verse is the same as the one after the first. Lay me on the ground and fly me in the sky. Show me where to look. Tell me, what will I find? What will I find? So it sounds like he's going back to being doubtful because he didn't find that love in the beginning. And then it's like, yeah, that part all over again. Yeah. No, heaven, let your light shine down. It's like, okay, I'm waiting. Okay. But then if you go to the song, it picks up. The music picks up. And he starts singing, I'm going to let it shine. I'm going to let it shine. Heaven's little light going to shine on me. Okay, he's found it. He's found his sign and he's feeling it. He's like, I'm going to let it shine. It's going to shine. And I'm not going to stop it. Almost like this, it was there all along. Okay, almost like it was there all along. Because he's like, I'm going to let it shine. Like he was stopping it. It's like, it was there. Now I'm going to let it shine. It was always there. Like he said, love is in the air, love isn't. So he just let it happen. It's like, I'm gonna let it shine. It wasn't that the light wasn't there. I just wasn't seeing it. And then it goes, heaven's little light gonna shine on me. Now now this song turns to celebration and affirmation. I'm gonna let it shine. Like he has all this power. I'm gonna let it shine. And that's how the song ends. It says, come on and shine. Shine, come on and shine. Shine on me. Yeah, come on and shine. And that's how the song ends, with an affirmation. He feels it. And I hope you feel it too. Yes. Oh, yes. Just like Brother Mind Dog says, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Okay, because the light was always there. He was just not seeing it. So I do want to, for those who are like in the world where they're not seeing it live, but they'll see this later, I would like to promote 2 things. Well, one thing, let's just do one thing. The GD is in a show. He's headlining next month, and the show is a hybrid show. It's live at the Stables in Westminster, but it's also streaming live on Plausible.com if you cannot make it to the Stables. And here is that little ditty for you right now.